Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. My name is Kael. I'm incredibly influential.
My name is Maxwell, and I am highly successful.
Today is Wednesday, 16th October, 2023. We're recording this. Lot of stuff to talk about. Number one, right while it's hot, and steamy and fresh and sticky and milky and
There's
white.
too many adjectives.
The last voyage of the Demeter. I went and I saw that today.
And what did you think?
It was okay.
All right.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you guys next week. Hell
Riveting
yeah.
content. Wow.
I know, right? Who'd have thought? Yeah,
Is that
it's
all you have to
okay.
say?
It's okay. I am disappointed immeasurably because I have two favorite books, right? I have two favorite books. Number one
Yeah,
is
2
Dracula.
books.
Shut up.
You've
Shut
read?
up.
Is
Shut
it 2 out of 2 books you've read?
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. One of them, one of my favorite books is Dracula. The other is A Christmas Carol.
Very, very diverse taste you've got. Quite a
I
palette.
know, right? Yeah. I like both of those books a whole lot. So whenever there's a new movie coming out about one of those two books, I want to go and see it. And I will say, as soon as I heard about this movie, I was like, you know what? That's actually the coolest idea for a horror movie I've heard in quite some time.
I mean, so you've read the novel, and do you
yes.
feel like this was an adaptation?
Now see, I haven't touched I as soon as I heard this movie was coming out, I did not touch the book for a while. It's on my shelf, but I have not opened it in a while because I wanted to be fresh and ready to go with this and have it like cleared from my mind, right? So that way I would be basing the movie on its own merits. So I don't know if there's that much in the section that it's adapting, which I think is sort of a blessing and a curse, where like the captain's log isn't really that much. Are you familiar with the novel?
No.
Okay, so the way it's told is it's sort of unique. There were a couple of other novels from the time that sort of were told in the same manner, but basically it's told via a collection of fictional letters. Obviously they're fictional letters. People weren't actually writing letters about motherfucking Dracula murdering motherfuckers, but it's like,
But what if they were?
That would be pretty cool. But yeah, there's like letters and journal entries, and obviously the one section in the book that's based on the captain's log. And I don't remember the captain's log being that large of a section of the book, but it's a really cool moment in the novel when, you know, Jonathan Harker, he's back in England, right? He's finally home, you know, because there's that section in Castle Dracula. Spoilers, I guess, for a book that came out. I did the math on this 126 years ago this year. Yeah, spoilers if you haven't fucking read one of like a book that's older than the oldest living human ever lived to be. But yeah. Jonathan gets home from Castle Dracula, right? He finally escapes and he makes it home, only to find out, and this was pretty unique at the time, that the monster actually followed him home and like a ghost ship rolls up in England, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone on board is dead. Captain's tied to the wheel, and there's like 50 crates of dirt inside. And yeah, and you're just like, damn, I wonder what happened to that boat. And I think this was a really cool concept to be like, okay, it's like Alien, but instead of on a spaceship, they're on a real ship, and instead of an alien, it's Dracula. I think that's a cool fucking concept for a movie. I don't think they did all they could with it, but super cool concept. Shame about the execution. Probably like a 6 out of 10. If that.
How did the Dracula look?
A lot of people were clowning on it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. There's been so many fucking vampires. There's been so many fucking vampires in cinema that, like, you know, there's so many to compare it to that you're like, okay, you know, if it looks just like the slightest bit fake or goofy, then it's not gonna work. But yeah, I thought it was okay. That wasn't my biggest problem with it. I would say my biggest problem with it is let's just go down the list of the notes that I wrote. At the beginning of the book, they directly say that the movie, or that the events were based on the captain's log from the novel Dracula, and that completely ruins it. I know you knew that it was a Dracula movie, but the person I went with one of my friends. They didn't know at all, but that completely ruined it for her.
Yeah, because it spoiled what it was going to be about.
Yeah, thankfully she hadn't read the novel, but, like, you know, it's fucking Dracula, man. And then they started at the end where they were like, oh yeah, everybody on the ship is dead, you know? And it's like, come on, why would you start at the end like that? Not everyone has read this book. Again, it's 126 years old. Not everyone knows this plot anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of weird they start in the middle.
Oh, not at the middle, at the very, very end. They start with the ship rolling up on the shores. And that is, like, the very, very end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I thought it was fun. I thought performances were okay. Nothing to write home about. Some clunky dialogue. One of my biggest complaints was Hollywood's aversion to rampant child murder, like outright explicit child murder. I'm gonna spoil it for you, Maxwell. I don't know if you were planning on seeing it.
I'm fine with you spoiling it.
Okay, spoilers for everyone. So Dracula gets to the kid, he bites the kid, it looks like they killed the kid, but then it turns out he's alive, but then he dies later. And it's just like, why didn't they just fucking kill him now? Right? Yeah. So instead, he, like, later, they, like, pull back the sheet. Because they wrap him up in a sheet, obviously, because he's fucking dead. And they didn't want to, you know, yeah. You know how it is. But then he's the captain, who's, like, the grandfather of the kid. He's like, I thought I saw him move. So he pulls back the thing, and then the boy attacks him, but he's a vampire now, so he burns up in the sun, so it burns the captain, and that's, yeah. But, like, that was totally unnecessary. They could have just fucking killed the kid. They could have just killed the kid.
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm upset by it. But
well, they don't often kill the kid, so
they did in fact kill the kid. Yes.
Maybe they gave you a false sense of security.
Very true. Very true. But
what did your friend think?
She thought it was okay. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. So I looked up the captain's log. It's not a lot to go on. Yeah, it's not a lot to go on.
I'm sure they took a lot of creative liberties.
They did. It is not much. Yeah, spooky. It's a little spooky. The movie, it's a little spooky. I will say, for a rated R movie, very light on rated R materials.
Oh,
It
really?
was very little gore, one F word, and no nudity. So, like, I don't know why this couldn't have been PG-13. Like, there was barely any blood. The only gore we got was like dead animals. They killed the shit out of a dog, but other than that, yeah, it was very, very, very little.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I I thought it was funny that it was. That I looked it up later. I'm like, are you sure it's not PG-13? But no, it was rated R. It's just, yeah. Like, even there was a compound fracture in the movie, and even then, it wasn't nearly as egregious as it could have been. And that's one of my big icks. I do not like compound fractures. They're disgusting. I hate them.
What are those exactly?
It's where a bone breaks and then it comes out of your skin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't like those. I have a couple of biological icks. One of those is that I'm getting a little sick just talking about it. But yeah, not gory enough. But the performances were all okay. And they had a cool little fight against Dracula, and then he goes off to do his little thing, his little vampire thing. I will say, I feel like maybe a better choice for this would have been Robert Eggers. But he is doing a remake of Nosferatu.
Oh, so we're just gonna have a bunch of vampire movies coming out very soon?
Yes, he's got Bill Skarsgård to play uh, Dracula. I don't know if that works. I'm gonna be honest. He's not old enough. I think Stellan would be a better Dracula, personally. Because
Yeah, I mean, like, that's. Did they actually cast anyone to play this guy?
in the new Nosferatu,
That's right, yeah.
yeah, they've got it all completely cast. Actually, it's the cast list is Bill Skarsgård, Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Emma Corrin, Willem Dafoe, Simon McBurney, and Ralph Ineson. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not a. Oh, I think they're done. Actually, I think they're done filming. Yeah, they wrapped in May. Yes, uh they're almost done. But yeah, having Nicholas Hoult as the not Jonathan Harker is actually a pretty solid, inspired casting choice. I do like that. I just think, yeah, I would have liked Robert Eggers doing this movie because it's basically just The Lighthouse, but on a boat, and it's Dracula.
I see.
And I think, it would have been cool. It would have been cool. I like Robert Eggers. Speaking of Dracula being one of my favorite books and Robert Eggers being a really good director, I have a really I'm gonna do a little pitch for you here, right? I'm doing a pitch for you, and I think this might be the greatest film of all time.
Okay,
Are you ready? Are you ready?
yeah.
Robert Eggers' period piece, A Christmas Carol.
I've never seen what do you call it? A
A
Christmas
Robert
Carol
Eggers.
movie.
Oh, I was gonna say you've never seen a Robert Eggers film. Oh my god, you've never even seen a Christmas Carol movie? Oh my
Maybe
god,
like maybe like uh
the Muppets one, the Disney one.
maybe I've seen the Disney one. What is like Robert Eggers known for?
He did the Lighthouse, he did the Vavitch,
Oh
and he
yeah.
did the Northman. So
I've only seen The Northman, but
that was
uh,
good. I like
yeah,
that one.
yeah, I kind of sense his style. I mean, they he definitely has a very visually striking style. So
Yes. And he's really good at doing period pieces. So he should do A Christmas Carol. I want it played completely straight, perfect adaptation, completely quoting the entire book. I don't want a single misquote. I want it to be completely historically accurate, and I want Robert Eggers behind it. I would pay so much money for this. I don't. I It would literally be the greatest film ever made, because like, a lot of his movies have like horror-esque elements, and for the time A Christmas Carol is like partially horror,
yeah, I
like,
feel like it is. I feel
yeah,
like he the plot is very central around him being scared into becoming a selfless person.
exactly. And I think he could pull that off. I think Robert Eggers could really pull that off. I think he would probably treat the source material with a lot of respect, and I think he would really do a good job, because he treated the story of Amleth with a lot of respect. And I'm sure you're aware, but Prince Amleth is the inspiration for Hamlet, the Shakespeare play.
Hmm.
I think if Robert Eggers made like Hamlet, but with all the same cast members, I think that would also be kind of the tits. Don't you think?
How much different would it be from the Northman?
Well, Hamlet doesn't go on a Viking raid where he catches a spear and then throws it back at the guy who threw it at him.
Oh yeah, I like that
Uh,
part.
that was the coolest shit. I'm so glad they put it in the trailer, because that was what convinced me. Robert Eggers. I didn't go see the Vavitch. I didn't go see the Lighthouse, but I'll you know, maybe I will. And then he does the spear thing, and I'm like, oh fuck yes, I'm sold. I am sold. And I watched that shit, and it was beautiful. Yeah, but I think Andre Overdahl, the director of Last Voyage, I think he kind of oversold it a little bit. And of course, I built it up in my mind a whole bunch, because I was like, this might be my favorite adaptation of Dracula ever. Um, I'm not sure if it is. I think probably Nosferatu still probably holds that title. So
Interesting.
yeah. I mean, it's really good. Nosferatu is really good. Um, I don't like the Bela Lugosi one all that much, just because source material is very important for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he changes a whole lot, and I don't like the what is it, the Coppola one. Yeah, that one is just weird. Yeah, yeah, and I didn't really like Dracula Untold either, but I don't know. I will say it wasn't creepy enough. I think I heard this somewhere. I don't know where I heard this, but I think they said what they were going for in Last Voyage was, I think I said it before, alien but on a ship instead of a spaceship, and Count Dracula instead of an alien. And I don't think they pulled off that claustrophobic atmosphere that
No.
Alien has, because Alien is so fucking good at that. In space, no one can hear you scream is a fucking hard ass bar.
Yeah. I feel like if you were to do Nosferatu in space, you would have to
Well,
do a lot to follow up what Alien did in its like, you know,
yeah,
horror and themes in space. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, uh, Nosferatu, again, the horror in that is that, well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe because Nosferatu is actually different than the original novel, but I guess just because you know it's got a different name, they've changed a lot. I can kind of take it on its own little thing, like by its own merit. But it's a fucking, it is a good movie. It is a good movie. Yeah. Uh,
mhm.
you know, the German expressionism shit. It's good. It's good. They're but it's I don't know. I feel like Dracula the book is really the best way to experience it. There are very few adaptations that are better than the original book that they're based on, and Dracula is no exception. I think it is very rare that there will ever be. I don't think there will ever be a Dracula adaptation that is better than the book.
That's how good you review the book, then.
I fucking love that book, dude. It's so good. It's so cool. Like, imagine being in like 1897 before vampires were a big thing. Like, they were a thing, but they weren't like a big thing, right? And then you read this fucking badass novel about like fucking a cowboy, some weird vampire hunter, a doctor, and some lame ass banker going to stab a rich dude who sucks blood in the chest with a wooden spike and then cut off his head, and then his body burns up in the sun. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like a very interesting premise.
Yeah, Dracula's a great book. Go read it for yourself. It's told in a really interesting way. It's written in a really interesting way. It's got a lot of that cool gothic horror atmosphere. I always liked gothic horror. I always liked gothic horror with like the like cold stone walls and the cool castles and shit. That was awesome to me. That's so cool. I love gothic horror. It's so fucking sweet. That they really peaked back then. They really did.
Nice.
They really peaked. That shit hits different. Yeah, I don't know. It's so good. It's just so good. You know, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is really good as well. I'm not the biggest fan of Frankenstein, but like super influential. That's good too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's fucking dope. It's fucking dope. Yeah, and speaking of Hamlet, you know, some people like scholars of the genre, they're like, you know, Hamlet's like a precursor, you know, because it's all about like ghosts and like supernatural stuff. And
In a way,
like,
it is, yeah.
yeah, and it's so cool. It's so cool. The gothic horror genre is super cool, and I'm sad that we don't get more stories in that sort of setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 19th century really hits. Really hits. You know, Poe was going off on that shit. Yeah. Um Although I will say one of my least favorite books, Wuthering Heights, is technically gothic horror. It's not actually scary or anything. And it sucks big dick, but yeah. Yeah. Don't read Wuthering Heights. Do not read Wuthering Heights.
Sound
But
advice.
But do read Dracula, because Dracula's fucking awesome. The coolest fucking book. The coolest book and the coolest villain. Fuck yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry this didn't exceed expectations, but I think you had a lot of hype for this movie.
There was no way it could have ever met expectations for me. There's no fucking way. There is absolutely no way they could have ever matched what I wanted for this book, and or from that book, and that's my fault. That's a skill issue on my part. I will admit. But still, man, just it could have been better, and that is disappointing. But overall, I am kind of just glad that Dracula's getting love still 126 years later, because it's such a cool book. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Yeah. I just really like the Victorian era as well. You know, that whole period. You know, you got your Dickens, obviously. You got your Dracula. I think that era is one of the coolest eras in history, and like so much good literature came out in there, and it's just really cool. And a lot of people have recognized that it's really cool because as soon as it hit public domain, boom, 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 adaptation, adaptation, adaptation. They were doing adaptations long before then, and it was
Not
and
legal.
that's why they had to change the name to Nosferatu. Uh, but like as soon as it hit public domain, boom, 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 so many, and it's so cool, so fucking cool. Obviously, I feel like we should also talk about Christopher Lee. Obviously, Christopher Lee was fucking awesome.
Great, great Nosferatu.
Yes. Well, he was actually Dracula. And Peter Cushing was in that too. And that was cool. Those, yeah, the Hammer horror movies they were fun. They were fun. It's yeah, yeah, it's fun.
Great.
They were good. They were. I love it. I love those campy ass Hammer horror movies. I think they were really fun, and I think that's like an indelible part of Dracula's legacy that that he's spawned like so many like cool, classic horror movies. And
Hmm.
yeah, he's an icon, He's an icon, and I'm glad he's getting some airtime still this late in history, and like, you know, it's still a fun movie. It's not getting the best reviews on like Rotten Tomatoes, and I understand why. It doesn't really hold up to being like analyzed or anything. It's very clunky in the dialogue. It's very, yeah, it's not fantastic. But, it was cool, and hopefully it leads to more people uh like picking up the book and be like, "Damn, this is actually really cool."
Yeah,
And
that seems like a good
re-updating
way
it.
to do that is by crediting the inspiration.
Yeah.
Probably
I
not a lot of books or not a lot of movie adaptations of Dracula are going to do that.
yeah. I will say the best part about this movie is that Andre Overdahl and the people who worked on this movie really liked the source material. They really like the novel, and I think that's very abundantly clear, and I love that.
Yeah,
They
I'm sure you can respect that a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was a um yeah, like even if it didn't vibe for me, even though I know it could have been better, it came from a labor of love for the original novel, and I'm not going to knock that. And I do say you should probably go and watch it. It's a pretty fun time. It's good. It's good. Go watch it. I liked it. uh it's a good way to spend it, like 1 or 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Yeah, definitely go watch it. It's fun.
Sick.
um Now, speaking of things that we have very high expectations for, I think we should do our ad break now because we have very high expectations about that. And then also
Wow.
we should talk about the thing that happens a week from now. Are you excited?
I am excited.
All
Very
right.
excited.
So we'll catch you there. We'll be talking about Ahsoka after the ad break. So definitely stay tuned. Since I moved out on my own, I've been working on trying to stay healthy by avoiding fast foods and fatty meals, as well as keeping my hydration up. I know how bad it feels when you're severely dehydrated, and it really helps to have some help keeping your water and electrolyte levels in check.
That's where today's sponsor, Liquid IV, comes in. Liquid IV is the category-winning hydration brand fueling your well-being, and their hydration multiplier is the one product you're missing in your daily routine.
In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and twice the hydration speed from water alone, plus 3 times the electrolytes of a traditional sports drink. You can use it first thing in the morning as part of your workout routine, after a long night out, or on long flights. Anywhere you need hydration, you can use Liquid IV. I particularly recommend it due to the festival and concert season starting, since partying all day in the hot sun really makes you sweat.
Liquid IV is also made with premium non-GMO ingredients and is free from gluten, dairy, and soy. They are also partnered with many organizations providing protections for water access worldwide, donating over 39 million servings to over 50 countries worldwide.
Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code IIHS podcast at checkout. All one word, by the way. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code IIHS podcast at liquidiv.com. Go check it out at the link in our description. Thank you to Liquid IV for giving us a sponsorship. This episode has been generously sponsored by skunknuggetparenting.com, run by my own talented mother. Parenting is hard. Sometimes kids and parents are like night and day. It can be very hard to get on the same page with them, and a lot of parents have anxiety that maybe they're doing it all wrong. Luckily, there is a service out there that can help. Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions is a company that provides parent coaching services, resource referrals, and psychological profiling, along with 24/7 phone and text access in an all-virtual program. Plus, the first consultation is free. In order to get this amazing service, please visit skunknuggetparenting.com. That is skunknuggetparenting.com. Thank you to Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions for sponsoring this episode. Thank you all for listening. And now, back to the podcast. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Let's just get down to brass dicks. Ahsoka. What do you want? What do you think? What are your thoughts? What do we feel like?
I want. There's a lot of questions you asked there.
Let's hear.
Okay. I want the show to start with everyone separate. I kind of want it to start similar to what was it called? Heir to the Empire, where it kind of maybe it starts with the villains, doing something really evil, and the ghost crew is scattered, like they're separate, and like I want there to be quite a bit of time where these characters kind of are by themselves before they eventually become a big group, I want, what else? I guess Balin and this apprentice to be, people working for Thrawn.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think Ezra is that Inquisitor. There's no fucking possible way that he's not. I think hopefully they kill him, but that's just me. I'm an asshole and I hate Ezra. I hate Ezra more than anyone and anything in the galaxy. Ours or theirs. Fuck Ezra. All my homies hate Ezra.
Do you want him to turn?
Like, back to the light side?
I mean, to the dark side.
I think he already is turned to the dark side.
We don't know that.
I mean, he's been gone for like 10 years and nobody wanted to go and save him. I would turn to the dark side if all my friends abandoned me. But then I'm not Ezra. Motivation. Yeah, but then I'm not Ezra. So, like, if I was Ezra, I would do some self-reflection and be like, damn, everyone hates me. Nobody loves me because I'm a terrible character.
Okay, then. But as someone who enjoyed Rebels, unlike you, I'm very excited to follow on these characters.
I have a huge crush on the actress they got to play Sabine. So I'm gonna watch, even though I hate Rebels. I also have a huge crush on Mary Elizabeth Winstead. So, and Rosario Dawson. Okay, this is kind of like if they wanted me to give a shit about characters from
It's
Rebels, this is the way to do it.
It's like your dream crush show.
Not really, because they don't have what's his fucking name? They don't have Lenny Kravitz and what's his name? Simon Baker from The Mentalist. They don't have either of them, because that would be my dream show with my crushes.
Mm-hmm.
Is those two men. I'm not gay though, I promise. But like, if they interacted with each other, I swear to God, I might absolutely like lose my fucking shit. Dear God, they're both so fucking hot. Oh my God. But I'm not gay though. I swear, I'm not gay. I'm not. Yeah, I'm definitely not gay. I have a terminal case of the not gays. Speaking of, I do want to talk about this, even though it has nothing to do with Ahsoka. But speaking of actresses I have a crush on, Rachel Zegler's gotten herself in some hot water, hasn't she?
Who does she play?
So she's gonna be the new Snow White, but she's been, kind of shit talking the original a fair amount, being like, oh yeah, well the prince was actually like a stalker and that was weird, so we're gonna change that. And it's just like, she said some other shit about it, but like, and oh no. One of the other things she said was that she didn't even like it growing up, and it's just like, if you have no respect for the source material, why not make a different fucking movie? Oh wait, it's because all of Disney's IP fucking flops. Anytime they make a new IP, it fucking flops. And every time fucking Rachel Zegler's in a movie, it fucking flops. She's 0 for 2 right now.
What was her last movie?
Shazam 2. And before that, it was West Side Story. West Side Story, got good critical reviews for some reason. Fucking why? It sucks. Most musicals fucking suck. That's some harsh truth. Even as a recovering theater kid,
that was an embarrassment.
Yes, you should feel embarrassed if you were a theater kid. Maxwell, that includes you because you were just in a production.
I mean, I kind of get some embarrassment from theater live action.
Yeah,
theater live action movies, they kind of have been atrocious.
There has never been a good crossover from theater into live action. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean, I think I haven't seen Moulin Rouge, but I've heard that it's better as an adaptation.
Okay, but that's because it has fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi. That doesn't count. It has Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But doesn't it speak to the power of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
That he can make a musical, and not just that, an adaptation of a Broadway musical good? Yes, it does. Ewan McGregor is one of the greatest actors of all time, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is the greatest show Disney Plus has ever created.
Yeah.
I will agree. I will die on that hill. Just for that one fight alone, it's the best show they ever put out. Everything else is just icing on the cake.
It's unfortunate because that is 6 hours of icing.
The fight between Moses Ingram and Darth Vader was pretty good. She has a good scream. I've said it before on the show, and I'll say it again. She has a really good scream.
I didn't like their fight. I didn't like when she did like a complete roll and Vader didn't attack her. He just kind of waited.
Yeah, he's toying with her. He thought it was funny. He didn't even get his own lightsaber out through the entire fight because she's such a non-issue for him.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, is he doesn't even give a fuck. And it was awesome. It was the greatest. He literally, the whole point of her being like flashing back to her as a child to Anakin stabbing her during Operation Nightfall is that she's literally still just a fucking youngling compared to him because he's fucking gangster as fuck. It was awesome. It was so fucking cool. And again, he hit her with fucking hard ass bars. Some cold ass shit, dude. He was awesome.
Yeah, his
And,
best one-liners.
yeah, he had some of the greatest fucking one-liners in Star Wars history. You were warned what defeat would bring. I will tolerate your weakness no longer. Is a hard ass bar. He was spitting fucking bangers. That is, you cannot deny, that was some of the best Vader we've ever gotten.
And that was Hayden Christensen, right?
That was Hayden Christensen and James Earl Jones doing the voice, and they did an AI to like revert it back to how it sounded in the original trilogy. And I thought it was fucking flawless.
I will say that, those things were definitely top end for production.
And every scene with Ewan McGregor in it was incredible. And of course, little Leia was great. I like her. I'm glad she's getting work. That Vivian Lyra Blair kid, I think she's going places. I think, the Stranger Things phenomenon and the It phenomenon sort of, that really did those kids a lot of good. I think she's going to be the next one of the little It kids.
That'd be exciting.
Yeah, I hope she gets a long, successful career. And yeah, she was really good. And you know what I really thought was cool? I really like the kid in The Black Phone. I saw that last year. I thought that was a really good horror film. I thought there was some good fucking kid performances in that. I hope those kids get to have a cool career.
Oh,
A nice,
that's cool.
long, successful career. Yeah, that was a good movie. Go watch that too. But yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi. If Ahsoka can even rival how good Obi-Wan Kenobi was, I will. Yeah, that will make it a fucking masterpiece in my eyes. But I will admit my expectations are a little low. I didn't like Mandalorian season 3 as much as I didn't hate it as much as a lot of people were complaining about. But yeah, it was a bit of a downgrade.
We really can't catch a break from like these actresses in hot water following a season of The Mandalorian.
Well, what happened to Katie Sackhoff?
Oh, no, I don't mean her. I meant Lizzo.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god. All right, so I went and saw like Nuvi. They played the Nuvi bullshit before
your movie.
Yeah, and by the way, they're still using a fucking old ass cut they were doing like promotion for a movie that came out last year. So that's how long ago they fucking recorded this. So they really need to get a new one, but also Maria Menounos fucking sucks and I never want to see her again.
I mean, I can't imagine how easy it is for them to do that when they've got the SAG Astra.
Oh, true.
Yeah, everything they've got is probably old footage or archive footage.
All those I don't know. I feel like I think that there's this one segment called Perry's Picks where it's like Perry Nemiroff, I think is her name, and she's talking about movies, and holy shit, we're in the dog days of movies, let me tell you, because all they had to talk about in that was The Nun 2 and A Haunting in Venice. I will admit, A Haunting in Venice I'm super fucking stoked for. Are you familiar?
I've seen the trailers, but I don't know its history.
It's fucking it's Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie, but they made it a full horror movie now. They made it a full supernatural horror movie.
That's cool.
And I think that's a fucking sweet premise because the original story that it's based on, it's like way different. So Kenneth Branagh has taken it in a whole new direction, but like, holy shit, it looks really cool. Obviously Death on the Nile was cringe because Gal Gadot can't fucking act. ironic how she talks about we have enough champagne to fill the Nile, because that's how much you'd need to drink in order to actually like her performance in that movie.
Well played.
But thank you, thank you. I felt really good about that one. But like, holy shit, this better be good. It's got Tina Fey in it. It's got Tina Fey in it. Unfortunately, not playing Miss Marple, because holy shit, that would have been a good crossover. That would have been an amazing crossover. Like, I would have shat my pants. Because she's like the other big protagonist of Agatha Christie. I don't know if you know how successful Agatha Christie was, but like, I think she might have sold more than the motherfucking Bible. She's absolutely insane numbers. She's definitely sold more than Shakespeare. Any other author by far, more than Stephen King, more than R.L. Stine, who has sold more than Stephen King, which is really funny. Did you know that? They brought it up in the Goosebumps movie, but yeah, R.L.
R.L.
Stine.
Stine made more money than Stephen King.
Yes, he outsold Stephen King, because R.L. Stine's work ethic was insane back in like the mid 90s, early 2000s. He was pumping out books. Oh my god, that man pumping out books. What was your favorite Goosebumps book, by the way?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many. I like whichever ones where the kids get trapped and they don't come out, or they get like trapped in whatever situation they're in, and they're not like, wow, that was really intense. I'm glad I'm rid of all those problems. And they're like, I don't know, whatever haunting it is. Maybe they're trapped in a TV screen or something. But I like those stories.
I liked the one where it was, I think the kid moves to fucking Alaska and she's got like a dead dad or something. And there's a snowman that tries to convince her that it's her dead dad. And that was cool. That was a good one. I like that one. Yeah, that's my favorite. But back to Ahsoka, by the way. I don't know. Who do you have a crush on the most between Rosario Dawson, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Natasha Bordizzo? Who do you have a crush on the most?
I don't know. I guess Natasha.
Man, I said it first. I said it first. Come on, be original. Be original.
I don't know. I mean, I'm mostly interested in like Balin, who's played by what's his
Ray
face?
Stevenson, rest in
Ray
peace.
Stevenson. Yeah.
Rest in peace. Big ups.
Not in a sexual way, but maybe
yeah, I was gonna say
on a level higher than those other actors.
I was gonna say
excited to
I
see his
hate to disappoint you. I hate to disappoint you. He's dead. But yeah, I think it'll be cool. I think again, I'm going to reiterate some of the criticism that has been prevalent nowadays. There's too many fucking Jedis who survived Order 66. I think we're hitting that limit here in a bit. And
Well, I don't think these people are Jedi.
no. Balin Skull is. Balin Skull definitely is. He confirmed. Everyone in the Order knew Anakin Skywalker. Yeah, he knew Anakin Skywalker on a personal level. So, I wonder how he escaped Order 66. I wonder if maybe he and Anakin had an arrangement. I wonder if
maybe they'll have a short like flashback scene since they've got CG Coruscant. But somehow CG Coruscant doesn't look as good as 2022 Coruscant doesn't look as good as 2002 Coruscant. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You know
Andor made it look pretty fucking good.
Oh, that's true. I meant like Mandalorian season 3.
Well, shut up. Don't worry. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Even though they totally reused assets from Andor, we don't talk about that.
They did. It was kind of jarring. I was like, why are they using the same exact cut to film this?
I do want to revise some of my criticism from Mandalorian season 3. I do want to say I kind of feel bad about shitting on Katie O'Brien. I don't like her acting a lot. Like I feel like she's sort of 0 for 2 much like Rachel Zegler, she's kind of 0 for 2 for me in terms of like I didn't like her performance in the 2 things that I've seen her in. But
Yes.
she seems like a really nice lady, really nice person. So I don't want to shit talk her any more than that. But I did not like her performance in either one of those. But you know, hopefully she gets to be in something where she is utilized a little bit better. And yeah, hopefully she's utilized a little bit better and is given a like some better direction. That would be good. Um, yeah,
That's
that would
fair.
yeah, because I just have not vibed with anything that I've seen her in, and I did not think she was that good in them.
Do you
But
think she'll show up in this Ahsoka show?
maybe I don't know. I don't know, man. It's hard to guess now. Um, maybe. Hopefully, and if she does, hopefully she gets some better direction. Is it Dave who's directing all the episodes, or some of them?
That is a good question.
I'm looking
I
it up
don't
right
know.
now. I'm looking it up.
All right, you can beat me to it.
Survey says it's entirely written by Dave Filoni. They got Kevin Kiner for the music again, which is cool.
Great.
Yes.
Great. I don't want anyone else to do
Yes.
this kind of. I think he did the music for Rebels too.
Yeah, I think so. So episode 1 directed by Dave, episode 2 and 3 by Steph Green, 4 by Peter Ramsey, uh Filoni for 5, Jennifer Getzinger for 6, Gita Patel for 7, and Rick Famuyiwa for 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's smart because like trying to direct a whole season sounds like
Yeah.
painful.
I feel like that might be a lot of the reason why Obi-Wan didn't vibe so much with everyone is because Deborah Chow directed every single episode. I'm sure she probably got burnt out.
Yeah, I don't know why she directed the whole show Kenobi. That should have been padded off to like multiple people.
Probably. Um,
Definitely. Definitely.
House Gita Patel did some work on House of the Dragon, which is good. How did you feel about Hot D? Did you like Hot D? Did you enjoy having Hot D in your
I
home?
I haven't had Hot D. I haven't watched Hot D.
I see. Jennifer Getzinger did Jessica Jones, so that's automatically a bonus. That's automatically like fuck yeah, I'm excited cuz Jessica Jones was
Oh, you know what would be cool? What
what's
if
that?
like what if these Rebels voice actors cameo in this Ahsoka show, kind of like The Last of Us, with like um I don't know, Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson and everyone else.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Because I mean,
Um
Matt Lanter has already made a live action appearance in one live action show. Granted, it had
yes.
nothing to do with him, but
I would want to see um yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Freddie Prinze Jr. I like Freddie Prinze Jr.
mhm.
Uh
Do
yeah,
you think he could do a different voice?
no.
He's a voice actor,
No, he's
so
an actor. He's an actor. He's not a voice actor. He's an actor. But what if he's Fred? What if he's just Fred from
what if
Scooby
he's
Doo?
yeah,
How
he
would you
just
feel about that?
appears. I wouldn't mind adding Fred to the Star Wars canon.
Yeah. Oh well, that would also mean that we'd have to bring in Shaggy. Obviously, we're going with Matthew Lillard, correct? Well, now that Casey Kasem's dead, it's not like we have much of a choice. But can we agree that Matthew Lillard might have been better than Casey Kasem in some instances?
Um, I won't speak ill of the dead.
but it's not speaking ill of the dead to say, because Casey Kasem, he was a great radio show guy. I love Casey Kasem. There's like this old hobby store in Wisconsin that I used to go to with my dad, and they would just always be playing like Casey Kasem reruns, and he was great. He was great doing that, but I don't think he was as good as Shaggy as Matthew Lillard is. Matthew Lillard might just be one of my favorite humans. He's kind of amazing.
I agree.
Like Scream 1, both Scooby-Doo movies, and then every single other Scooby-Doo property that he's been in since then, and then also just him as a person, just like in every single interview where he's like, "Hey, I would love to be Stu Macher again. I would love that. Can we please be yeah? Can we please bring him back as Stu Macher? That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. I'd love that. Yeah, I just want Matthew Lillard to get more work. Oh my god, no. I have an idea. Shut up and listen. Listen to this shit, right? I'm about to start cooking. They ought to put me on the Food Network because I'm about to start cooking. Watch this shit, bro. Remember Shaggy?
What?
Remember Shaggy from Clone Wars 2004?
Yeah.
What if they got Matthew Lillard to play him?
But he's dead.
No, but like they redid that scene, or like they recanonized him, but it was Matthew Lillard playing him. And he was like, like Zoinks, Kiani Mundi, General Grievous is gonna kill us. And then he gets killed. That'd be awesome. Would that not be cooking?
Yeah, no, I like that.
That would be amazing. I would shit my fucking britches. Yeah. But yeah, Ray, how do you feel about this being Ray Stevenson's final role?
I mean, it's solemn, but it's cool. I mean, speaking from my personal biases, my dream is to be in anything Star Wars. And
Me
it
too.
seems like he got that, and he has a love for the work.
Yeah.
He expressed it a lot, and it's sad that we won't share that with him until, well, we won't
Yeah.
be able to share that with him, but we can come close to understanding what that was like when this show comes out.
Yeah. I really enjoyed his work in one of my favorite things that he was in was Rome. Rome was had a really good first season. Is all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, really good first season on Rome. And yeah, Scott Adkins, who played Mark Antony, did a little what's it called, tribute to him, and sort of talked about him when he passed away. And yeah,
That's sweet.
Yeah, hopefully he was happy with his performance and he didn't regret anything.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the story, like as it's being written by Dave Filoni.
Yes,
I
I'm also very excited.
Like he knows these characters very well, so
Yes,
I would expect a lot of like new things and changes that the characters go through, because that's like something I really am looking forward to, is how these characters change in this show, because for like most of season 1 they had like villain of the week type stuff, and they only really started getting development around like season 3.
Yes.
And it's a 4-season show, so
yeah. Speaking of, I know we said that one of the what is it, Jennifer Getzinger worked on Jessica Jones. Another Jessica Jones alum, David Tennant. How do we feel about that?
I'm I'm hoping that he helps someone build a lightsaber in
That
live
would be
action.
fucking cool. That'd be fucking cool.
Why else would we have the guy that can build lightsabers in the show? You know?
Yeah. Uh uh I'll tell you why. Because it's fucking David Tennant.
Yeah, what made him come out of the woodworks to
I
get this
mean, I
Star
don't
Wars
know.
project? It's such a
It's
it's kind of a big pull, you know? Like of all the like celebrities you get in this show, David Tennant is probably like riding up there in this cast list. And
I mean,
he's just a voice. He's just the robot.
yeah. However, counterpoint, it's not like he was really in the weeds. He's doing the uh he's doing the what's it called? Doctor Who specials this year.
Nice. Good
Yeah,
for him.
he's coming back as what is it? The 14th Doctor. Um
But he's the 10th,
yeah,
isn't
I
he?
know. I know.
This is wait, hold on. So he's gonna be
So
the 10th and the 14th Doctor.
not to be a bit of a Doctor Who nerd because I want to preface this. I'm not. I haven't seen like any of the original series. Um, but the there's a future regeneration called the Curator who said during a special with the 11th Doctor that also had the 10th Doctor and the War Doctor, who was portrayed by John Hurt and was the one in between the old show and the new show. Uh, the Curator said to the 11th Doctor that some old faces are going to be returning, and they've been waiting to do that until right now. And like that's such a cool like setup because they did that back in 2013, and I think it was 2013. It might have been earlier, but like they waited until now to bring that out, and I think that's really fucking cool. That they were like, yeah, we're paying that off now finally, and David Tennant's back. You know, everyone's favorite. Shut the fuck up if he isn't your favorite. He's your fucking favorite. Don't lie. Um, yeah, he's coming back. You know who I'd love to see come back?
Who?
Fucking Peter Capaldi. Peter Capaldi is awesome. I love Peter Capaldi so much. I would love Peter Capaldi to be in Star Wars. I would love Matt Smith to be in Star Wars as well. I think just about everyone who's ever played a Doctor could pull off a pretty convincing Jedi Master
I mean, they
pretty
kind
damn
of
well.
they're already in the sci-fi genre. Not that Star
Exactly.
Wars is very sciency.
Yeah. I
But
and yeah. You know who I think would be a really really good this is one of my favorite fucking um casting things that I've ever had. This is a dream fan cast for me. But Lee Mack and David Mitchell have really 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 good chemistry together. They're like good friends in real life. They're on this show called Would I Lie to You on what is it, Channel 4? Over in the UK,
mm,
and it's basically like a panel show if you're familiar with the concept, where it's like two teams of three headed by David Mitchell and Lee Mack, and like they'll give like a fake story, a real or fake story about their lives, and they have to like either come up with details on the spot, um, or like actually just tell the real story, and the other team has to guess if it's true or a lie. And they have such good chemistry. I think David Mitchell actually wrote about Lee in one of his like autobiographies. Um, Also, if you haven't gotten David Mitchell's autobiography, it's a really good read. I just really love David Mitchell a whole lot. He's one of my favorite comedians, honestly. I our senses of humor aren't very similar, but he's definitely one of the reasons why I wanted to get into comedy. He's definitely an influence. I really enjoy his comedy, so I would recommend picking up one of his books because he's really insightful. He's really funny, and then he also talks about uh his how he got with his wife. His wife, I think, was like a journalist for like the BBC News, if I'm not mistaken.
okay.
And yeah, she's like a TV presenter, and they met like a couple years ago, and they dated for a little while. And he writes about like how he was just like instantly like smitten by her, and it's like really really sweet to see how like sincere he is, and it was just it was really cute. It's really really cute, and yeah,
Apparently, she is a professional poker player.
she is also that as well. Yes,
Wow.
yeah, and but like he was like you know, courtly love, like watching from afar for like 3 years until they started dating like for real, and then they got engaged 2 years later, and it's really cute. And then like they have a kid together. He's awesome. He's awesome. I love David Mitchell, but like David Mitchell and Lee Mack as like a C3PO and R2D2 type would be fucking classic,
That
right?
sounds pretty entertaining.
Yeah, because Lee
I'm
Mack,
I
yeah,
am excited for there are gonna be it seems like there's gonna be quite some rebellion stuff in this new show.
yes.
Probably not to that degree, but I think we're getting like an R7
I
and
hate R7 droids. They look
and an
so
E-wing.
ugly.
I like well,
The
I have a
triangle
bias.
eye, the triangle eye looks fucking dumb. Looks so bad.
I mean, maybe I have a bias because I got a build a droid and it made an R7 and it was the coolest build a droid ever. I'll let you know. It's no
I'm getting a build a
HK50.
droid. I'm getting a build a droid when I go to Disney in September. I am not making it an R7. Fuck you.
Well, those ones are electronic. Those are a lot different. I had the ones that like you would build from collecting action figures.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that. I think I had
Which
one
one
of
are you gonna
those.
make? You have to make the one with the ball. How does it work? I'm sure it doesn't work very well.
I
Maybe
don't.
don't get the
Yeah.
one with the ball.
I have a phone controlled BB-8 at my dad's house. I
Oh,
don't
then
know
you
if the
already
app
have one.
still exists.
Then you already have. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. I'm definitely making an R6. R6s are the coolest. Fuck R7s. R6s is where it's at.
Yeah.
The big bucket heads. They're fucking Oh no, not R6s. Oh no, I hate R6s too. It's the R5s. It's the R5s.
Okay.
Cuz the R5s, the big bucket heads, the tall ones. Maybe
Yes.
that's the R4s. Uh I think it's R. Okay, no. R4 is the big tall one. R5 is the one that has a bad motivator. R6 is ugly. R7s are ugly. R8s are actually kind of cool, and then R9s are actually kind of cool. But come on, you can't look at the R7 and tell me that that looks cool. That sucks. That sucks. It's
Well,
so bad.
Luke said it sucked in Legends.
You're goddamn right. Are you gonna disagree with Luke Skywalker? Hell no. Hell no. Absolutely not. And he is 100% correct in this instance. The R7 sucks. The E Wing sucks. I'm not looking forward to seeing either one of them on screen. I hate that they recanonized them. It makes me cry. It makes me weep. Tears
Well,
of unimaginable sorrow.
I am excited for the other ships, namely the Jedi shuttle. We've never
Yes,
seen in live action.
we did. We see it in Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, we do.
Yep.
That doesn't count.
It
I
does
don't count
count.
it. I
It
don't count
does
it.
count. It does count, and it was good, and it was cool there. It was cool there, and
Well,
it's cool here.
that vehicle would have been useless anyway because it had no
No, they
weapons.
put guns on it. They put guns on
Oh,
it.
what?
Yeah.
That's like retconning. That's active retconning.
No, it's not. The fucking Millennium Falcon has what's it called? Aftermarket guns. It normally comes with the ones that it has in Solo.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
true. I like the one tidbit about the landing gear in the Millennium Falcon and how it's like they're 3 in the fourth movie and they're 5 in Empire Strikes Back, and then when they made Solo, they were like, "That's weird, and we have to make this ship." So what they did is they started with 5, and then as Han like pilots it, it loses 2.
Yeah. I love somebody all right, somebody told me today
we do have to move on to the big red button, but somebody told me today something very stupid. They were like, "Oh, Rey, as soon as she gets behind the cockpit of the Falcon, she flies it just as good as Han." And I'm like, bruh, the first time Han gets behind the wheel of the Falcon, he sets a new record for navigating the Kessel Run. Meanwhile, Rey fucking crashes it 3 times.
Yeah, let's talk about the amazing pilot skills
I mean,
of Han Solo for doing
yeah,
that.
fucking Han kind of a little bit OP, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Snuck up on Vader, just fucked his shit up.
Yeah, I love how Vader not paying attention at all. Chosen one, greatest Force user of all time, greatest pilot of all time,
Greatest
bar
what?
none,
Greatest what in cinema?
greatest cinematic villain in history, gets pulled up on by a guy in a very unfashionable vest.
And a very big vehicle.
In a very large vehicle.
Yeah.
How come none of the fucking turbo lasers saw that and they were like, wait, what? Hold the fuck on. Why the fuck is there big ass ship coming this way? No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And it was doing the exact wrong thing, right? There's a reason why all the fighters had to go down the trench, and that's because if they went straight at it, they would get ripped apart. But no, the Millennium Falcon could do that. So basically, A New Hope is a fucking piece of shit. Don't ever watch it. It sucks. Worst movie ever. 0 out of 10. Childhood ruined. George Lucas ruined my childhood. Yeah. Overall, I want them to blow up the E-Wing and be like, damn, that was a piece of shit Starfighter anyway. It sucks. We should just get back in an X-Wing because X-Wings are way cooler.
I feel like Dave Filoni would write that, Like, why wouldn't he just... Because it's kind of its own gimmick in Legends that sucks. So
because it literally looks like it's straight out of fucking Battlestar. It sucks. Battlestar is a ripoff of Star Wars, and it fucking blows dicks, and nobody should watch it. It sucks. And anything that looks like it came from Battlestar sucks because of the connection. I hate the E-Wing. I hope it blows up 1,000,000 times. And anyone who flies it fucking dies. That's what I want. That's what I want from this film.
All right.
From this experience is
that's an exciting prediction.
People shitting on the E-Wing, and rightfully so, because it is an inferior copy to the X-Wing. There's a reason why they aren't using the E-Wing in the sequels, and that's because the X-Wing is the best wing. There you go.
Mm-hmm. I hope the new characters they add are interesting.
I hope they kill Ahsoka. I hope she dies.
In her own show?
Yeah. Why? Would you want her to die in someone else's show?
No, I'm just that would be quite a turn of events.
Well, she has to die. She has to die. I don't care what Dave Filoni says about that bullshit. She has to die to be in The Rise of Skywalker.
That's
so
true.
She has to die.
That's true.
I don't
She
care what
didn't
he
just
says.
do a seance to talk to Rey.
Exactly. She has to die. But that means that Ezra has to live because he wasn't in there. And that pisses me off so much. You wouldn't believe how pissed off I am that Ezra is confirmed to not die. Oh, yep. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Kanan did die for this. I wish Ezra would have died instead of Kanan. That would have been incredible. We could have had Fred from Scooby-Doo, or we can have the guy who can't act in a Buffalo Wild Wings commercial.
I don't think it's the same guy, is it?
Which one?
Who's playing Ezra?
It's not. It's not. Thankfully. Hopefully this one is marginally more tolerable.
Mr. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Jesus Christ. That still pisses me off. I literally will not even go to the whatchamacallit, the Buffalo Wild Wings in my town because yeah. I don't want to see him. I don't want there to be a chance that I see him there.
I want them to know that Taylor Gray made me not go to Buffalo Wild Wings anymore. That's what I want. I want them all to know that. Yeah. That pisses me off so much.
Nice.
Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so fucking mad that he gets to live. That he gets to live in this show. And that Ahsoka has to die.
We'll have to wait and see.
It's not even that I'm mad that Ahsoka has to die. I'm okay with that. She's been around for too long in Star Wars. She needs to go. But the fact that she dies so Ezra can live is the worst trade in history. This is like trading your level 100 shiny Mewtwo and getting a level 1 Magikarp in return.
I hope the story isn't that obvious.
I mean, it is. It is. I'm the expert on these things. I watch too much TV. I'm known for watching too much TV, and I am calling this. Here, you should ask me the big red button is Ezra dies, but Ahsoka dies, and then I press the button. There you go, big red button. I'm legit mad. I am mad and sad and frustrated and angry. If we whipped out the mixed emotion cards, I would be pulling out all of them, bro.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I am fucking furious. This is some bullshit, dude. This is the trade that we have to make. Man, come on. It's like the trade between we got rid of Robert Downey Jr. and instead we're getting the chick who was Ironheart in Black Panther 2. Yeah. Worst trade ever. This is the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever. There's a little Trump quote for you. Oh shit! We need to talk about it. He got indicted again last night.
He did. I did oh my god.
He got RICO charges in Georgia, and these are state charges, so he can't pardon himself. And they're gonna make him get a mugshot, but that's totally gonna backfire, because he's going to plaster that on all the merch. There is no fucking way in hell that he is not going to be on like a million different pieces of merch with that fucking mugshot. Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to do a bet here. Do you think he's going to smile or frown in the mugshot?
I think he's going to frown.
I think he's going to smile. I think he's genuinely retarded enough to think that he might get out of this. I think he's genuinely actually retarded enough to believe his own fucking stupidity and think that he'll be able to get out of this. I think that'll be fucking hilarious when that backfires on him. But yeah, I really want to see him on that mugshot, and I know he's going to be smiling. $10 says he's smiling. Are you willing to take that wager with me?
Sure, $10.
Okay.
As long as he's in jail.
Yeah. Also, SBF went back to jail. Sam Bankman-Fried, he went back to jail.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. Big red button?
Yeah, what is it?
I thought you had one.
No. Maybe, Ezra dies in the show.
Yes. Yes.
You gotta go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes.
And they're only going to be playing his voice when you go there.
It's like they're playing like a tribute act. They're playing it's Star Wars Rebels, but just when Ezra is on screen.
Or it's just him talking about Buffalo Wild Wings.
Either way. And it's not even him playing him. All right, if it was Taylor Gray playing Ezra and he got a suitably gory and brutal and disrespectful death, yes. Yes.
I hope someone like layers that over like a scene of Ezra, him talking about Buffalo Wild Wings, and maybe he's like killing Ahsoka or something.
Maybe during his death scene where like he he gets like ripped apart by like a Space Marine chapter from Warhammer 40K, just like obliterates him with like all their weapons and shit, and they like chop him up with chain swords and shit like that, and he's like laying there bleeding on the ground. He's in like 3 different pieces, right? And like his last words are talking about the amazing savings that you can get by going to Buffalo's. Yeah,
exactly.
By going to Buffalo Wild Wings. Yes, I would press that button. I would press that button in a heartbeat. It would be worth it just to know that smug little bastard.
For some good wings. And for that sound clip, because I like that sound clip. It's fucking hilarious.
It would be fucking hilarious.
All right, well,
I'm
imagining. Gotta shout out our patron.
Shut up! I'm imagining it. Let me imagine it for a few more seconds. Oh yes. Oh yes. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The hatred that the internet has for Rey, she's a Mary Sue. She's she never has to work hard for anything. She never loses. That is how I feel about Ezra. That is exactly how I feel about Ezra. And the fact that people can, on one hand, claim to love Rebels, but hate the sequels and call Rey a Mary Sue, legitimately makes me feel like we have no hope as a society and a species. And if we do go extinct, it will have something to do with that.
Great.
I want to thank our patron, Justin Connor. Thank you very much for your support yet again this month. Very, very much appreciated. Really helps us out. Lets us do cool stuff on this podcast, like going to movies, talking about movies, getting Scott Henson to do commentaries with us about movies. It's great. If you want to support us over on Patreon, get a cool shout out. It's only $3 a month, but if you pay $5, you get ad-free early access to all these episodes. You get access to aforementioned movie commentaries. We have one with Scott Henson. We watched The Rock. It was really cool. It was really funny. We also watched all the 4 Indiana Jones films in the lead up to Dial of Destiny. And Kingdom of the Crystal Skull almost drove me insane, so you should definitely watch that one. Because holy shit, I almost died.
You do lose it. You definitely lose it there.
We absolutely lost it. It's kind of a delight to see. So definitely go enjoy that with us. What else? I think maybe also I would like to invite you all to. Oh well, first of all, patreon.com/IIHS podcast, all one word. I would like to invite you all to follow us on social media as well for updates, Q&A, topic suggestions, that sort of thing. We are on Threads, Twitter. That's the name of the website. It's not X. Shut the fuck up, Elon, you dumb bitch. And Instagram. We are at IIHS podcast. Again, all one word. So go over, follow us there. It's pretty cool. If you prefer to listen to these episodes on YouTube, we are at IIHS podcast. Again, all one word. On YouTube as well. So go check it out. These podcasts are usually uploaded
2 to 4 hours after they go up on RSS over on YouTube. So if that's more convenient for you, go check us out there. And yeah, make sure you subscribe. But other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say other than we hope you enjoyed the 69th episode, the funny number. It's the sex number. Haha, sex.
Haha.
The funny sex number episode of the podcast, and we'll be talking to you guys next week. We'll see you then. Bye now.